Picky Tuesday with Deco Easy and Kiki DIYs. We're going to take these Dollar Tree plastic rings that are super shiny, and we're going to use some Waverly Chalk paints to make them look a little nicer. So this is a dark color gray, and I made it myself, but you may know of one of the Waverly paints or another brand that you'd like. And I'm taking this piece of cotton and I'm going over each one of them to dull up that super shiny fake plastic look and making a mess, of course. Now it's not getting down into the recesses as well as I'd like it, so I took a brush to get it down in there. And once I get it down in there, I like the texture that the cotton is giving me. It just gives it that raised, oxidized look that metal and tin get when they are out in the weather. So if you have one of those little sponge pouncers, it would probably work a lot better than what I've got going on here, but I didn't have one. And this worked out okay, although it was a little messy for my fingers. But this worked perfectly for taking that super shiny fake look of the plastic away. Now we are going to add a little of a lighter color. The Steel by Waverly is a perfect light gray to bring a little light to the color, continually pouncing so that there's just little specks of the light metal showing. And this gives the look of, good metal that's been outside, like the stuff that I don't know, metal fences, you know what I'm talking about. It kind of looks like that to me. With that little bit of light, it disguises where you don't get a full coverage of the dark colors. And you can always go back over it however many times makes you like the look of it. And that's the fun part of this, is making it look like you want it to look. Now I'm taking this metallic folk art color because I want to bring a little shine back, but I want it to be a realistic shine, that looks actually like metal and not plastic. So this beautiful silver color does the trick, and just pouncing it on there in a few little spots gives it just a wee bit of shine, like it's the metal shining underneath that oxidation. And when you're finished with this step, you can leave it like this if you like that look, the non-rusted, more modern farmhouse look. But I'm going to go to the old-fashioned rustic farmhouse look by adding a little bit of the apple barrel burnt umber. Now this gives it the rusted effect of being out in the weather. I'm taking a small brush to paint down into the recesses of this napkin ring. And I do this to all four of them, but I'm working with it, trying to figure out what I like best here. So I took a little bit of wax and wiped some on, and it was a little dark, so I wiped some off. And this is part of the process of figuring out what you like, the experimental process. Just putting it on and wiping it off like this, it wasn't getting down in the crevices. So I went ahead and took my paintbrush and just went through the effort of painting a little color into all of the crevices in each one of the napkin rings, and then going over it with the wax and a cotton ball and wiping it on and wiping it off. Wax on, wax off. If you know what that reference is, let me know in the comments. Now I got it a little too dark to suit me, so I went back with a little bit of the silver to bring out a little bit more of the metal shining underneath the rust look. Now when these are finished, they just look gorgeous. Look, here's the difference in what I was talking about. With and or without the rust effect for a modern or rustic farmhouse look, whichever one you like best. And let me tell you something, the little carrots look good on either one. So I'm going to finish up painting in between all of these strips of silver and having myself a really good time. And I'm sorry that a bunch of it's showing. I know this part is boring, so we're going to clip away from that and spare you. When we come back, I am going to do the tops and the bottoms. Don't forget those. And I'm using the burnt umber and just making a little feather along the sides. And while they're drying, we're going to fix up our carrots. These are from the Dollar Tree, and so is this orange gingham. Just make yourself some little bows, and if you prefer the twine, jute twine, those little bows look cute, although this orange really pops on here. I guess it's because of the white and orange together. Just pop those on right there at the bottom of your greenery, and here's how I make my bows. You just take make a loop, form another loop, and then just pull it into a knot. Now adjust your length and your size of the bow, and you just continue to adjust and pull it tight, and that'll make the little loops stick out a little better. And once you get your uniform size, just clip your tails and make it the size you'd like. You can dovetail your ends, although I'm just going at a little diagonal and just sticking it on there. Do this for all 4 of your carrots. And once you get those all done, it's time to put them onto the napkin rings. Now I'm going at a diagonal because I want you to be able to see my rusty tin napkin rings underneath those carrots. So hot glue those on, or use something more permanent if you'd like. I'm just hot gluing them on here, and it sticking real well. The fabric to plastic is not going anywhere. Basically, you'd have to rip it off. So I hope you like how this is turning out. It's a real simple, inexpensive, $3, and you can make 6 of them or 4 of them like I am here. And check it out.
Please subscribe and hit that bell.